Nets, with no signs of the situation with Kyrie being resolved anytime soon, Brooklyn got back to 500 at 2-2 with a 14-point win over Washington yesterday. KD had 25, James Harden only 14. Giannis and the Bucks got their third win of the season behind the Finals MVP's game-high 30. Chris Middleton had 27. Milwaukee dominating Indiana last night. The Celtics and the Hornets wind up in overtime. But take a look at the dunk by Jalen Brown, putting the finishing touches on what was ultimately an 11-point win for Boston. He had 30. Jason Tatum, who's heating up, led the way with 41. And don't look now, but the Bulls are 4-0 for the first time since Michael Jordan played for them. DeMar DeRozan had 26. Zach LaVine 22. They beat Toronto by 3. They're the last remaining unbeaten team in the Eastern Conference. And Tim Legler gets up with us early here this morning. And people will point to the fact they haven't played a lot of good teams, or any good teams really yet, we wouldn't think. And they have a bunch of them coming up. But I will ask the question. Are the Bulls a contender in the Eastern Conference?
I don't know if I'd go there yet. Look, I played 10 years in the league in the 90s. I saw 6 parades in Chicago during that time, okay, as an opposing player. I don't think we're there yet. But here's the thing. It does matter who you play. I mean, you can't ignore that. When you play teams that collectively, and there are 4 wins, those teams are 2-9. All right, you can't ignore that, Greeny, but you know what else matters? How you play. And when I look at their roster right now, when you look at the key ingredients you have to have, offensively in particular, you've got a big-time elite wing athlete in Zach LaVine, who's been putting up numbers in this league for a while. You go out, you add now another guy, DeMar DeRozan, you can run the game through. He controls the game with his pace. He gets to the line. He's a great mid-range player. You have to have that in your offense. You have an elite-level talent offensively in Nick Vucevic, so you answer that. You've got a big that can finish around the rim, can step out and shoot the basketball. And then most importantly for me, you now have 2 guys at the point guard position in Lonzo Ball, who's just a ball hopper. He exists for one reason, to make you look better as a teammate. And then they get Alex Caruso, who I just think you cannot overstate what grit and toughness and competitiveness can do for your locker room. You bring him in too. So I just like the makeup of their roster.
And let's go to the West here. We'll see the Warriors play tonight. They're 3-0. I got Stephen A. Smith telling me that's a team he could see going all the way to the finals this year. Could you?
Yeah, they are a contender. Right now, they're a contender. But think about what still could be coming down the pike. Klay Thompson's coming down the pike. Jonathan Wiseman's coming down the pike. Kuminga, their first-round pick, the 7th pick in the draft, who's going to give them athletic ability up front. So they're going to get much deeper, much better. But even right now, just watching them play, Steph Curry reminded us, obviously, a year ago, he's still an MVP caliber player. We needed to see it again. But look at the impact on other guys. You've got role players now on this team, and Jordan Poole's taken a huge step forward. He's a guy that's giving you 18 to 20 a night now, and that's just going to continue all season. Damian Lee's having a great year. This is a team that their style of play empowers everybody on their roster. It's a great reminder in watching them right now what player movement and ball movement and reads and unselfishness can do to empower your entire roster. I can't wait to see what they look like at full strength down the road. There is no question in my mind. This is a team that legitimately could end up in the finals.
Yeah, Klay Thompson expected back.
Thompson didn't quite make the all-time 75 list. There was 76 on it. Well, look at a little present in his locker. He's number 77 in their heart.
No, that's not cute. They're trying to be
so
mean.
You wouldn't
they're
want
not being mean. No, I'm just joking. I'm saying it's funny. I'm saying they're just messing.
But would you want the number 77 jersey? Considering Klay Thompson took to Instagram to say that
I 100% believe that Klay Thompson should be on that list.
Absolutely, but would you want the jersey, the number 77 jersey?
If he's going to embrace it, I'll embrace it.
All right.
If he embraces it, I'll embrace it.
Would you want it, Chanae?
Absolutely. Klay, can I have that? Klay, can I take that jersey? I'll hold it for you.
See, she's going to take it. She's going to take it off your hands. The Warriors, though, even without Klay Thompson right now, number 77, Klay Thompson, they're 3-0. They have cleaned up all over California. They own the Bay. Sacramento's not part of the Bay. I don't care who says what. They owned LA, right? They're what do you think of the Warriors early this season?
I love it because they're focusing on Steph. Last year, they were trying to incorporate a bunch of the young guys, but now they're focused on Steph and let's maximize him, and they're playing well.
Richard, do you know who else owns the Bay?
Who?
Malika Andrews, baby. Malika Andrews.
It's me. I own it.
No, I love what the Warriors have done.
Represent.
And, they're leading off of, Steph Curry's image and example, Draymond Green. It's good to see them with a fresh start.
Well, and they have an interesting schedule coming up here, right? They play Oklahoma City tomorrow, so they could be 4-0 potentially after that one.
They'll be 4-0.
Then they're going to play Ja Morant and the
He's Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. It is Friday. What is it that we do? Though? We give the people. Yes. Go. What they We have yet another update on the Ben Simmons Sixers situation, but we start the show with where the NBA night ended last night. First quarter, Steph Curry on fire, 9 for 9, 25 points, on pace for a hundo. However, the Clippers came storming back. It took a couple big shots from Steph Curry at the end of the game to seal this one for the Warriors. Jalen, the Warriors beat both Los Angeles teams to start the season in two very different ways. What do you think about this one?
You know I'm all Detroit everything with my fandom. However, I told you the opening night, I looked up at the screen and I saw LeBron James and Steph Curry. And I said, these are the two elite superstars in basketball. And I meant that. Like, what you're seeing for Steph Curry,
Wild.
as lists are being navigated, shout to everybody that's in the top 25, the top 50, the top 75.
We'll get to
I
that
pay
one
homage
later.
to all of the legends. But this is what those players are supposed to look like. You see what I'm saying? The first night, struggled from the floor, had a triple-double. The team played with depth. They won. And he said, I played like crap. He modified it. I shot like crap. Came back 9 for 9. That's honing your craft. That's being the greatest shooter that we've seen.
And there were step backs. There were easy
Off
shots.
the
This
catch,
wasn't catch
off
and
the
shoot.
dribble,
Yeah.
unlimited range, effortlessly. And I love how he shoots it and runs the other way before it's even going in. Like, that's the equivalent of me of like a 360 dunk during the game. That just looks beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy it so much that these last couple of seasons, he continued to remind me like there's levels to all-time greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's on this era with LeBron and Kawhi. And so when they weren't in the finals this year, it was different. To see the Suns, to see the Bucks, to see Giannis, that was different. Steph is back with a vengeance.
When we talk about the Warriors and we talk about the Clippers, we always talk about the two superstars that aren't playing in the game. Or what are the Warriors going to be like? If they get Clay back, maybe they can contend in the West. Watching these first two games, I'm going to overreact a little bit. They can contend with just Steph. And I love what Draymond's done these two games. And they did it in such different ways. As you mentioned, the first game, they had 6 players in double figures, contributions from Poole, Bielitsa. Last night, it was just Steph. It was Steph.
And by the way, I just got to say this. When you're watching the games, each member of the team have a level of importance to make the best player look good. Right? That's what you call building around your best player, like the Hawks are doing with Trae Young. And Draymond Green does this. He's their leader. He provides toughness.